When women hit their 40s and 50s and beyond, almost everyone starts asking the same questions. Why am I gaining weight even though I'm eating healthier or in a caloric deficit? Why is my hair thinning? Will GLP-1s make my hair fall out? Why is weight loss so much harder now? There's one answer woven through all of these frustrations: protein. Protein isn't just a macronutrient. It is the raw material your entire body is built from. Your muscles, your bones, enzymes, neurotransmitters, immune system, hair, skin, hormones, all of it. If there is one marker that predicts how well you'll age, how strong, sharp, mobile, and independent you'll stay, it's muscle mass. And muscle mass is the currency of aging, the organ of longevity. And it is a direct reflection of how much protein you consistently eat or don't eat. And here's the part most women are never told. Your protein needs increase in perimenopause and menopause, not decrease. By our 40s, we lose about 1 to 2% of muscle mass every year if we don't deliberately counteract it. That's not slow, that's not subtle, that's a metabolic free fall unless you intervene. Sarcopenia, which is the medical term for muscle loss, starts decades before most women even notice it. When muscle drops, metabolism drops. When metabolism drops, you feel it in your energy and your weight. As estrogen declines, several things happen at the same time. You become less efficient at building and maintaining muscle. You become more prone to insulin resistance. You burn fewer calories at rest. Your recovery slows down. Your appetite cues become erratic. This is why women often say, I eat the same but gain weight. There's real physiology underneath that sentence. So how much protein do you actually need? Most longevity researchers all circle around the same recommendation. Aim for 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of ideal body weight per day. In kilos, that's 1.6 to 2.2 grams per kilogram. So if your target weight is 140 pounds, then you're aiming for 112 to 140 grams of protein a day. But if doing the math is overwhelming to you, here's the simplest place to start. 30 grams of protein per meal. Do that 3 times a day and you're at about 90 grams of protein a day. Why 30 grams? Because that's the amount that reliably triggers muscle protein synthesis, the signal your muscle cells need to stay alive, strong, and metabolically active. Anything under that is more like a snack for your muscles. So let's talk about metabolism. Muscle is your metabolic engine. It burns calories at rest, stabilizes blood sugar, regulates appetite, hormones, and keeps your body composition stable. When you lose muscle, your metabolism slows down. Your insulin resistance goes up. Your blood sugar spikes harder. Your cravings increase. And yes, fat loss becomes dramatically harder. Protein helps reverse that. It supports your metabolism 3 different ways. The first way is through thermogenesis. Your body actually burns more calories digesting protein than it does with carbs or fats. Number 2 is satiety. Protein stabilizes ghrelin and leptin so that you get fuller faster and stay fuller longer. Number 3 is muscle maintenance. More muscle equals better metabolic flexibility. Okay, I want to mention a little bit about GLP-1s. A lot of women fear that starting a GLP-1 will make them lose muscle, lose hair, regain all the weight later. Here's the truth. The medication isn't the problem. Under eating protein and not getting essential nutrients is. GLP-1s lower appetite by lowering stomach emptying and altering hunger hormones. This means most women unintentionally eat too little protein, which accelerates muscle loss. Protein is what keeps GLP-1 results sustainable. When women don't get enough protein while they're on these meds, they lose weight, but a lot of it is muscle, and it slows down their metabolism, hair starts shedding, and rebound weight gain is more likely once the medication stops. Protein is your safety net. It's what protects your muscle, your hair, your metabolism, and your long-term results. If you're on a GLP-1, protein becomes even more essential, non-negotiable actually. I hear women all the time say, I don't want to use a GLP-1 because I hear your hair will fall out. Your hair is 95% protein. If you're not eating enough, your body literally diverts protein away from your hair to preserve organs and muscle. That's why low protein equals shedding. Of course, there are other hormones and nutrient factors that play a part into this, but remember, if you are starving your body from the very basic nutrients it needs, it will allocate those resources to vital organs for survival. And I'm sorry to say, but your hair is not a vital organ. It will be the first to go and last to restore until you balance things out. Another concern I hear often is, when I come off the GLP, I'll just regain all the weight. Yes, you will if you rely on this tool to do all the heavy lifting and don't put on muscle. Remember, most of your calories are burned through non-exercise activity and metabolic resting rate, not exercise like most people think. The more muscle you put on, the more energy you burn at rest. If your body composition is more fat than muscle, you are going to be living in an inflammatory state because fat holds on to toxins, and you'll be spending lower amounts of energy. Putting on muscle requires not just heavy lifting, but adequate protein intake. You must get the foundations right. If you're not on a GLP-1, great. The rules are still the same. Protein keeps your metabolism stable through hormonal shifts and midlife. So no matter where you fall, protein is the lever that keeps all the other levers working. What does 30 grams of protein actually look like? Here are some quick examples. 1 cup of Greek yogurt plus 2 scoops of collagen could be about 30 grams of protein. 4 ounces of chicken breasts is about 35 grams of protein. 1 egg is about 6 grams of protein, so you need 5 eggs for 35 grams of protein. 1 scoop of whey or pea protein is usually around 24 grams depending on the brand that you use. Cottage cheese bowls with berries can be around 28 to 30 grams of protein. Most women are shocked when they actually track a normal day and realize that they're only hitting 40 to 60 grams total. That's not enough to support a midlife metabolism, which brings us to your action set. Your task this week is to start aiming for 30 grams of protein per meal. To make this easier, I've included a handout with my recommended tracking apps. You can choose any of them. You don't need to track forever, but tracking for at least 3 days gives you clarity that you can't get any other way, so you're not guessing. So pick an app, track for 3 days, look at your protein intake, and then adjust from there. You're not striving for perfection, just progress and awareness. Because once you start hitting your protein consistently, everything else in your metabolism gets easier. Cravings drop, energy stabilizes, blood sugar improves, muscle becomes easier to build, fat becomes easier to lose. This is the foundation of metabolic success for midlife, and then we'll build from there.